Be careful about what you wish for. Erdogan's Turkey is getting even more powerful than you think. Democracy seems a great slogan to the Anglo-Saxon world to invade, kill and steal. I guess they think that Turks are stupid and they will buy the lies from The Economist and a few other similar propaganda papers by the City of London and the Rockefellers. It is very true that this election in Turkey is a very strategic one because if Erdogan wins, it will be a very big coup against the old colonizing Western countries. Already the US dollar is under heavy fire with BRICS. There is a bigger problem in the Middle East and the East with the rebirth of the ethnically Turkish nations coming together thanks to Erdogan and the Turkish military and economic leadership. This will affect the whole region in a positive way for some and negatively for the old colonizing powers. The US policy after Kissinger and Brzezinski has been amateurish and short-sighted. The EU members just woke up after Brexit that they have been played by the US and the UK. NATO is only a sales tool for the US to sell more weapons to its so-called allies that I call the suckers. The war in Ukraine was a great example of how the world was played by the US with the Russians in order to sell more weapons and make great profits with the increasing oil and gas sales revenues. Macron is sitting in a very difficult position since Merkel left the leadership of the EU. The sanctions imposed by the US have destroyed the EU's economy and meantime Russia has been more prosperous with these sanctions. The US foreign policy is a total disaster because they undermine the intelligence of their enemies and at the end, they lose due to their short-sighted policies. The Biden administration could have changed the losing policies by bringing more intelligent strategies. Biden would get an F for his foreign policy but an A+ for serving his masters which brought him to power. I do not analyze and look at the world like Democrats versus Republicans or left against right. They all belong to the same puppet masters. It is very similar when it comes to religions because they are all man-made in order to control the herd and enslave them for their own benefit. When I look at China of Xi Jinping, I do not see a communist country but on the contrary a criminal feudal dictatorship like the monarchies from the past. I see every day in Canada and in the rest of the world the same Chinese like the Russian oligarchs buying and spending their money that has been stolen from the people. If that is communism, we should revise Karl Marx's theories. Coming back to Turkey and Erdogan, it seems that there is a big strategy to control and take over Turkey and its underground wealth. In the past, the Rockefellers were able to buy the Turkish leaders and the army leaders to stop any drilling or major independent industrial initiatives. Erdogan played a major role in the freedom of the Turkish defense industry and their success with new energy sources. The latest project with Russia for a major nuclear energy plant is a major game-changer that is only a starting point for an energy-independent Turkey that would make it prosperous in the coming years in other areas like agriculture, tourism, and high-tech industries. I foresee Turkey becoming the top 5 economic powerhouses on our planet contrary to the fake media's brainwashing of the general public. As much as the US and the rest of the Western powerful families tried to destroy the Turkish economy by keeping the Turkish currency at its lowest levels, they ended up destroying themselves by printing US dollars like toilet paper and killing their economy by increasing the interest rates. It is true that Erdogan is not an economist, but he is street smart and he did not fall into the Western trap. We shall see who is laughing last.